Alright, so today I'm back here at the Kickney Pullout. It's, they call it a provincial park, but really it's a glorified parking spot. But this is where I was the other day. I'm not at the exact same beach location. I'm a little closer to where I saw them fish jumping. So let's take a look around and see what we can see. It is a beautiful day here in British Columbia. Apparently we're not the only people out fishing. Out in a tin can today. Lucky guy. Here we are, and I'm here with my good buddy Scott today. Say hi to the world, Scott.
Hi to the world.
All right. And hopefully between the two of us, we'll at least catch something. One would be good, two would be better. You know, as long as I don't catch that garbage bag over there, I'm a happy guy. Can't believe the litter in the lake. Gonna have to come back here with some gloves and some sandals and big old garbage bag. But otherwise we look pretty clear. All right, let's get fishing. All right, I found these on clearance price. I think it was like $1.99, $2.99. But they're apparently some sort of looking like rose, smelling like garlic additive to your lure. So I think I'll give those a try today because, hey, this whole thing is about trying something new and refreshing my skill set. So let's see how they do. Lunker Hunt, Spicy Bites, Scent Capsules, Garlic. Well, off into the lake, are you? How's our water feeling this time of year?
Good.
Yeah?
It's like Snoqualmie River in June.
Gotta like that. How far out you going? All right, well, good luck to you. All right, so just to show everybody kind of what I'm using here, I've got a homemade rig kind of made out of a quarter and a weight and a hook on the bottom there, and I've got this float on the top here.
You broke my pinky.
I think Scott just broke his pinky. All right, we'll get back to this in a second. Okay, so Mr. Waiterman was talking about breaking his pinky toe. We're all good. So yeah, anyway, so far this hasn't done anything for me yet, but I've been out here like 8-10 seconds. I think what I'm going to do though, because I've got that little scented thing here, that little scented thing on here. I don't know how well that's showing up in the camera. We got an awful lot of light here. There. I've got this scented thing on my hook. I think I'm going to try one of those little maggoty looking plastic worm things and give a few hundred more casts, and then we'll see. Hopefully, maybe I'll have a fish to show you. What's the trick? What?
It's called finding a big boulder to stand on. And I can see trout. They're right down in there, swimming around in a circle.
All right, well, I guess that's where we're casting. Yeah? All right, so we are casting for the stick and hopefully not catching a piece of wood.
Yeah, and this is our noble leader, stuck.
Of course.
And what do I have to do?
Well, you don't have to do jack, but you offered to go out there and retrieve my minnow lure for me on my second or third cast. I got it caught on a snag and kind of feeling like a tarred monkey, but that's part of fishing too.
You know I'm just doing this so I can get wet and get back into your car to save your lure, right?
Whatever gets you wet, man. Whatever gets you wet. Thank you for saving my fishing lure, Mr. Scott, man. That wasn't a single finger, was it? So that's what I got going right now. Just a little weight and a little regular guy there. But I kind of put it on this bar thing, and that's getting all totally tangled up, so I'm gonna have to take that off and try again. All right, so I've restrung this again. This is like the third or fourth or fifth, I've lost track time that I've tried something different. And there's my little float there. I don't know if that's on there right. I just kind of wrapped it around the black stick twice and let the spring go back over it. Seems fairly sturdy. Maybe somebody can let me know if I'm doing that wrong. And here I've got, come back here. And here I've got just a little split weight to give it some sink. And that little white guy with one of them little white maggoty curly cues on it. I don't know, is that going to be enough? Cast it a few hundred times and find out, I guess. That's fishing. Alright, well I think we're going to wrap it up here for Kicking. They're trying to do some work on the trees behind us here, and I'll show you these waves. They're really kicking up. Definitely should have gotten some hip waders, but take a look at this. So those waves are just tossing my equipment around like, well, like a fishing bobber. So yeah, that's not going to work for me. I think we're going to finish off this clip. We're possibly going to go and check out the Trout Creek area. Sounds like a place where there might be trout. We'll see. Alright, so we're at our new location here. This is a little community known as Trout Creek. We're in a Sunoka?
Yep.
Something like that. Provincial park down at the end of a road in the middle of nowhere, or walk down a nice trail to find this. Scott's in there like a dirty shirt. He's already got his rod in the water. Not that I'm a little bit jealous, because I'm a lot jealous, so let's be honest. But here is our new view. Let's see if maybe we can catch something here. Can't fish in the creeks until Canada Day, so that's the 1st of July for our American friends, but we can fish at the mouth of it. So here we are. So I'm just doing a little casting and letting the bobber float down in the current here. So far the only thing I've caught is structure, but I wasn't really expecting to get a fish today. Well, I'm thinking with a current like this, maybe I'll switch back to that minnow lure that Scott retrieved from the lake for me. Alright, so here's that little minnow lure that I'm running. Don't know how to use it, so I've got a couple of these bead weights just above my clasp. And if anybody uses these things, you know, and you've got a heads up for me, I will gladly listen to what you have to say. Just throw it in the comments, and let's give this a try. Oh yeah, and I've got my float up at the top of this too to kind of keep it dragging across the surface of the water. Alright, here we go. That minnow is way too heavy for this thing. Thinking I probably don't need those little clamp weights on there for this minnow thing. Doesn't seem to be swimming quite right either, so. That I suspect is operator error. My fault entirely. So do I need a bigger float for this, perhaps? That was a terrible cast. Well, I can't speak for any fish that this thing may or may not catch. It sure catches underwater structure like nobody's. Alright, what I'm going to try doing here is I'm just going to take the float off. And try fishing without it. And hope that I don't get myself stuck on anything underwater. Figure as long as I got a nice slow steady drag back, I should be okay. I'm hoping. Yo!
There's a bench. Somebody built a bench out of trees right here.
Nice.
You got a bite?
No? Got a snag.
You see that right there? That is a bench. It's awesome. I'm just sitting there carving my name into the bench. And there's a spot like this. And the branch on the end perfectly holds your rod like somebody's chopped it up with an axe so it cradles.
No, nice.
I got a couple really good bites, but I don't think this is a very good hook.
No?
Have you even gotten a bite? I got 2 good bites out there, but that was it. Now look at this. Ankle deep. Take it easy, Charlie. My foot's on the rail. Woo! Oh, that's not a good feeling.
Are you be able to get up out of that?
I hope so.
Well, you've got your shoes in hand, so at least you're not going to lose a shoe. Here, I'll toss you a line.
I don't think that holds 280. There we go. Kind of. Alright, spread out the weight. Walk all over
this. Never seen that look on your face before.
Did I look a little scared?
Yeah, a little.
Why didn't you have the camera going for that?
I did.
You did?
Oh, yeah. It's running
it's
right
there.
now.
Oh, I'll laugh if that caught me doing that. That I will allow you to put on Facebook.
Eh?
That I would allow you to put on Facebook. I'm gonna laugh like shit if you got that on tape.
You know what kills me is it's a digital era, and we still call it film and tape. Do it all the time at home too, eh?
If you got that down there in pixelation, that'll make us a great bloopers reel.
So you got a couple of nibbles out there in the end, but nothing, eh?
No, just a little less dignity.
Okay, so since when I had just this tied onto the line, it got all completely tangled up with each and every cast. Obviously I decided I had to do something about that, so what I did was I took some of this wire here, straightened it out, ran it through here, and created more of a stable connection. I'm hoping that by doing that I'll prevent a few more tangles. I set it up with a swivel and a clasp so I can just clip it to and from my line because, you know, as I learned today, I'm changing it out all the time. And then I just tied a couple of weights onto a line to go beneath that. So hopefully it'll just kind of hang for me, and, you know, this guy will be floating well above the bottom of the lake. I have no idea if that's going to work, but it's bound to work better than what I did before. Alright, one of many lessons learned on this outing. Seriously though, as fishing adventures go, it really wasn't that bad. I had a good time, and that's kind of the important thing, you know. Like all those bumper stickers say, a bad day fishing is still better than a good day at the office. So I did learn a few things, you know. First and foremost, I learned watch where you're putting your feet when you're walking in a lake or any body of water for that matter. You know, Scott was kind enough to teach me that, so thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I learned that while the mouth of a creek or whatever going into the lake is a beautiful place to fish and probably going to have lots of fish, probably not the case if it happens to be a heavily occupied dog park. Apparently about 10 feet up the beach from where we were, there was a good half dozen large dogs about the size of ours just having a great old time, probably scaring the bugger out of the fish. So of course I didn't catch nothing. So yeah, aside from the important lesson about where to put your feet, you know, I learned I probably need some bigger floats. I definitely need to look into the proper way to string my lures and stuff. I think I will actually take the time to read that information packet that can't speak today. I think I will take the time to actually read that information packet that came with the Zebco rod. We'll take a look at it here in a second, a little closer look at it anyway, and you can quite clearly see I could have saved myself rather a lot of distress today. But the important thing is, as I said, you go out, you fish, you have a good time, you get a little sun, you get a lot of fresh air. What could be wrong with that, even if you don't bring home a fish? So I'll show you what I was talking about on the guide here, and I gotta tell you, I got a good laugh when I realized I really should have just read the instructions. By my age, you'd think I'd know better, but no. Okay, so rainbow trout are kind of the big thing in our lake here, and what do you know, right here under a big title it says rigging. It shows me what kind of float I want, where I want to put my weight, and how I want to set my hook. So I think the lesson here really is learn to read instructions. Let's try this again. Alright, I hope some of y'all enjoyed the view and had a good time out with me fishing on this adventure. I'm going to go at it with a wholly different plan next time. I'm going to take a look, I'm going to try and pick a fish, I'm going to try and pick a lure. I'm going to use YouTube to the best extent that I can and try and get as much information about my target fish as I can. We're going to go to a specific location, and Lord willing, we are going to catch a fish. So I will see you next time. Until then, go play outside, but remember, play safe.
Well, turn that off and see if you got it.
Scott's got the first catch of the day. Woohoo!
Levi's!
Levi's!
So we're ready. Woo!
And I'd like to say I'm sorry to all the people that they thought they'd see me catch a fish. You should have known better. Watch the first episode. And no, but seriously.